Today, we're going to teach you how to make authentic Egyptian sun bread. Eish Shamsi, GoingGoing.BackBack. Allow us to reintroduce ourselves.
Our name is GoingGoing.BackBack.
In 2019, we had 3 kids under 5, a new minivan, and a house full of things.
With our eldest due to start school in a few months, we decided it was now or never to take an extended vacation. And so we set off to explore the world and be back in time for his first day.
We were several months into our trip when the pandemic hit and schools around the globe shut down.
It confirmed the idea that was already brewing in our minds, that there was no better classroom than the one our kids were already in, the world.
We sold our minivan, gave away everything that couldn't fit into a suitcase, and became full-time travelers.
Join us as we very slowly travel the world, going, back.
Today, my Egyptian neighbor and his family, Captain Gabor and Yom Noor, are preparing sun bread with their neighbors. Here, Yom Noor grabs the sun bread that has been sitting in the sun for hours, rising, to take into the house to get ready for the next step, firing up the Egyptian oven and baking this amazing bread, Eish Shamsi. Sometimes they say it takes a village, and this process does. Today they will prepare over 150 loaves of bread in preparation for a family party. All of the neighbors surrounding Captain Gabor's house come out to help. Eish Shamsi, or sun bread in English, is a sourdough bread originated in Upper Egypt. It is traditionally common that most Egyptians in Upper Egypt eat sun bread with their meals. At any given time, if you've ever been in Upper Egypt, you can see the women preparing this bread on the sides of the road, near the house, or for a big family gathering. It is called Eish Shamsi, or sun bread, because it's laid in the sun to rise. The mixture of wheat flour, yeast, water help this dough create a beautiful texture that reminds me of a baguette or a dense yet tasty Italian sourdough. I'll post the recipe below in the description. When they're done preparing all the bread, some of the byproducts that are left over are used to make a fermented drink called subia and sometimes booza. Now it's time to get the oven ready. Sticks, leaves, and branches are usually used to start this fire. Here, Captain Gabor's sister prepares the fire, which is raging. Har. That means hot in Arabic. This primitive clay oven, earthen oven, or sometimes called cob oven, has been a staple of Upper Egyptian culture for thousands of years. Traditionally, the men make the clay oven, while the women prepare sun bread and other dishes such as tagines and other commonly known Upper Egyptian dishes. It takes several hours to get this oven piping hot. Once it does reach its potential temperature of around 700 degrees Fahrenheit, this allows them to bake up to 15 loaves in about 20 to 25 minutes. The fire is usually started with sticks, branches, and splinters that the women find around the village. On any given day, if you go to any Egyptian's home in Upper Egypt, you will find a huge pile of sticks and branches in their yards. After the oven is heated up, it is cleaned with a palm tree branch, which leaves are removed. Here, another one of Captain Gabor's sisters removes the leaves from the palm tree. Midway through this process of removing the leaves, she places the branch in the oven to see just how long it needs to be before removing the remaining leaves. After, a cloth is placed on the end of the stick and the oven is cleaned out right before Captain Gabor's wife begins to bake the sun bread. Now the fun begins. The Eish Shamsi is being placed in the oven by Captain Gabor's wife. Again, it takes about 20 to 25 minutes for each of these loaves to be finished. This process comes from the ancient Egyptian times. Here, Yom Noor scores the sun bread, giving it that midsection rise before it is placed into the clay oven. I think it's so cool how she flips the bread right off and places it right into the oven. This is quite a lengthy process. After Yam Noor puts the first load in, Captain Gabber's sister will come out and attend to the loaves as they bake in the oven. Once each loaf is finished, Captain Gabber's sister removes them from the oven. Just look at those loaves. Wow.
Hot. So hot.
The Upper Egyptian women have been making sun bread for thousands of years, and this tradition still lives on. Watch how she just grabs the sun bread out of the oven with her hand. I'm a chef, and I am not gonna grab one of them hot loaves out the oven like that. Wow. Seasoned vet. Once the first batch is ready, it is taken to a room and laid out individually to cool. This bread is almost ready to eat. Traditionally, people put their names on their pots and pans. Here it says Gabar. So if he takes this to a party or something, he'll come back with his pot and his pan. This is a traditional custom throughout Upper Egypt. Man, walking behind her, I can smell the aroma of this bread. Oh, it's amazing. Look at that. Wow. This is one of the best tasting fresh breads I've ever had in my life. Once this bread is cool, it is ready for consumption. I definitely recommend eating sun bread fresh and hot. Okay, listen to this sound. Oh, that's beautiful. If you tuned into our last video, this is the same wheat we grew for 6 months that made this bread. It's like a cross between a sourdough bread and a baguette. It's fresh and hot like this, very hot. Look at the texture of this bread. It's beautiful. Although it's dense, it still has a softness to it, which allows Egyptians to use this in their soup, beans, and any dish they need, almost like a spoon. And there you have it, Eish Shamsi, Upper Egyptian sun bread. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join us again as we continue to bring you exciting adventures from around the world. Mom. Going, back, back.